two. Oh, happy Saturday,
Yo,
everybody.
happy Saturday.
I have Daniel Pierre here, Mr. Manhattan. I call Danny D. Um, he's a very special person to me and has had a great impact on my life. So I wanted to introduce you to him. So Danny is the co-owner of Lemonade Stand, which is a beautiful brand here in New York, and COO. Can you explain a little bit to the people who don't know what a COO means? Might be me.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a fancy, little title for Chief Operating Officer. So that just means I kind of, I'm like the Cobra Commander of the brand. Kind of make those strategic decisions that need to be made for the brand, as well as creative director. So I handle a lot of the aesthetics of the brand.
Which I find that is the perfect role for you because I've seen what you've done and what even just like you leave me little clues a lot of times, like, oh, maybe you should like throw this in there or that. And it's just like, why didn't I think of that? And it's like, because you're an expert in that. So it makes a lot of sense. So aside from lemonade
Yeah,
stand,
that's why I get paid the big bucks.
whoa, you do, right? So before lemonade
Just
stand,
kidding.
I just want to talk a little bit about your history with being in the fashion industry.
Mm,
You had the brand Lamar and Dolly, and I
correct.
think about that brand because I've seen it in the stores, and it's just like it was so unique and different. And I've been following Damon John on Shark Tank, and he was talking about how he had celebrities wear his brand, and that's kind of like part of when it started to take off. And I do know even the shirt I'm wearing, SZA wore. I know she's a very good friend of yours.
She did.
But you had
Yeah, that's sis right there. Yeah.
everybody from Robin Williams to um, P. Diddy to Rick Ross, LeBron wore your stuff a couple of times. Can you talk about
Correct.
that experience for you and how that was and how that started?
Okay. Well, let me just say two things. The first thing is, yes, it's exciting to see celebrities, wear your stuff. Product placement is really important for your brand. And, when you get a celebrity to, wear your shirt, wear it out there in the world, and someone asks that celebrity, hey, where'd you get that? And they say your brand name, that's an extraordinary experience, because, their influence is just so deep. Any given celebrity, their influence is so deep. You mentioned Robin Williams. I mean, Robin Williams wore our shirt on TRL. I don't even know if they still have TRL, but
I don't either.
you know, yeah. But I mean, it was at the time. It was a big deal. Oh, I got stuff flying around. But people saying, "Wow, like that's a really big deal. You're on, like you're on TRL. Robin Williams is wearing your shirt." That's a great feeling, and you also know what's going to come from that. Like people are going to ask questions, and it's going to spread to other celebrities as well. But the second thing I'm going to say is the best experience in the world is when you have a brand and you're like at a gas station and you're wearing your brand and some random stranger says, "Hey, is that such and such brand? Yo, I love your shit. Yo, man, like, yo, I got like a few of your shirts at home." That actually is the best feeling because that's that kind of grassroots, influence that you can't necessarily buy. Even today, even with all the marketing that you can do, that grassroots love that you get, from like the fans is something that you really want to achieve. And we did that intentionally with Lamar and Dolly. We always wanted to be a sort of, cult like brand, and we achieved that. So
I got chills when you said that because I felt your feeling, like sometimes people could say whatever, but like to feel those words that you said and like to have accomplished that, I literally like felt chills, which was really beautiful. Um,
yeah.
yeah, so now that we know your history, let's talk about Lemonade Stand and all the beautiful things going on with that. Um,
Sure.
did see you have some really interesting things going on, trying to help the community, give back, and you've paired up with, not to be like funny style, but another celebrity to help you.
Yeah. Yo, I wasn't like hating on celebrities. I'm just saying from like a personal standpoint, you know,
I understand.
you feel a little bit more emotional when it's like a perfect stranger in the street, when they love it. But celebrities, yeah, I like celebrities too. I love them. Shout out to all the celebrities, you know, that support. But yeah, we're right now with Lemonade Stand. We teamed up with the actress Dasha Polanco from Orange is the New Black. She is, you know, she's a phenomenal actress, you know, and a very, you know, passionate New Yorker, you know, originally from Brooklyn. And her background is in entrepreneurship. Her mother and father were entrepreneurs. And, you know, when we kind of told her, you know, what our initiative was, you know, with Lemonade Stand, she was like, hey, you know, tell me more. So now, obviously, COVID-19 has affected a lot of people, you know, a lot of households, and it also affects small businesses. Now, Lemonade Stand, you know, primarily is about small business. That's our sentiment. You know, we're about small business. We're about that hustle, you know, that starting from nothing, you know, life gives you lemons, make lemonade. So when we saw a lot of small businesses suffering during this time, we were like, damn, you know, there's got to be something that we can do to kind of help and support. You know, there's a lot of businesses like, and especially restaurants, eateries, bars, where it's essential for them to have one-on-one contact with customers. We were like, man, what are they going to do? Okay, well, we have an e-commerce platform, so maybe we can actually do something. And when we told Dasha that, she was like, I love it, and I want to help whatever you guys need. So, you know, we just kind of teamed up. We chose Locksmith Bar in Washington Heights, NYC, a place that I've been there plenty of times. You know, it's a great crowd. You know, a strong Latin crowd up there. Obviously, it's Washington Heights, but very diverse. And I have friends that DJ there, and it's really it's a great community of people. And we couldn't think of a better place to represent. And 50% of the proceeds, you know, from our campaign goes to um, Locksmith.
Wow.
So yeah, that's what we're doing right now.
You guys, that's beautiful that you were able to do that for them. And you know, sometimes I feel certain businesses, you know, I work in the industry, and one of my jobs, I think of when you talk about that, because, you know, sometimes I don't think even the business knows the impact that they have on people. And, you know, I think that's a beautiful way to give back, to show like, wow, like we appreciate you, we value you, you've built something here that's really beautiful, and we don't want you to go anywhere. So
Thanks.
I know that your slogan on your shirts and your fundraiser has been clothes for good. Sorry. Yeah, clothes for good.
For good, correct.
But the meaning is can you explain that a little bit more?
Yeah, so the campaign is called Closed for Good, and it doesn't mean that, you know, brands or businesses are going to be closed forever. It just means that they're closed for the good of the people, the good of the community. Mm-hmm. And we just, you know, we wanted to get that, you know, that sentiment across. Like, look, you know, these businesses are closed down not because they want to be, that they have to be, and it's what's best for everyone. But we can rely on the government to give out a stimulus. We can rely on that if we want to, but we all know that they're going to fall short eventually. There's only but so much money to go around. So then we have to start looking out for each other. And as small businesses, you know, I think it's important to support each other, you know, and there's a way to create, you know, a bond, because we all don't do the same thing, you know. So, hey, we're a streetwear brand. We sell our stuff online. You're a bar, you're a restaurant. Hey, maybe we can make something happen, create some merchandise. And, you know, yeah, you know, we're not seeing a lot of money on it, but it's really not about that. You know, it's about supporting small business. And I think people forget that small businesses grow to be really big businesses that employ a lot of people. Mm-hmm. So you always want to support that. You know what I mean?
It's beautiful, Danny. And I'm just like, I'm so proud of you. Like I look up to you a lot, and you know, I
Thank you.
see the shit you do, and I'm just like, I mean, Danny had made my logo the last month, and it's funny because I've seen what, you know, an idea turn into something with your influence to be, I've never
Yeah.
seen anything like, you know, I think you're the best at. And that's going to lead
Thank you.
to my next question. So you don't advertise your branding. You don't advertise that you do logos. And I'm just curious if anybody was to consider that. Do you have any information on how they could reach you, or how you've become so good at that?
Okay, well, the first thing is I recently just merged with another agency. It's a very small agency, but we merged as a partner of mine, and we're both collaborating now and doing graphic design and branding, as well as websites, and all the things that go with branding for businesses. Now, right now it's sort of in the works, so that's the reason why I can't give you like a website to look at, but the name of the agency is the Purple Tape, and we'll be dropping that probably within the month.
Can't wait.
But for right now, yeah, it's going to be great, and we've worked with so many brands already, so I think our resume is pretty deep.
Yeah.
And then if anybody wants to get at us, I think you have my email, so you can like post that on your thing. I don't know how it works, but they can get at me directly. Yeah, and we're down to do work. We do work with small businesses, especially right now. We have a half off thing that we're doing for small businesses and upstarts. Just because of COVID, we understand. People don't got it like that.
Wow,
So
that's so nice.
we're trying to work with people, but yeah, yeah. But as far as how that came about, I just have a background in the arts. And I went to LaGuardia High School in NYC. I went there with a couple people at Khalees, I think, was there at the same time. Nicki Minaj at the same time. Rick Gonzalez, he went there. So I'm in good company. While I was there, I studied fine art, and I dropped out, and I didn't think I was gonna really use any of those skills. Fast forward a couple years later, I had some friends of mine say, hey, we want to start this clothing brand, and I was like, okay, but all I really know how to do is draw. And from that came sort of like the necessity for having to learn all the computer programs and graphic design. And honestly, I know you like little fun facts and stuff. Like, I'd go to like Barnes and Nobles, and we would just steal like the Photoshop books. We would like go through all the pages and take out the little metal detector thing, and like put it in like underneath our North Faces, and then just go literally not, and then go home and just read Photoshop, like read it, no school stuff, just
Self
read it and
education.
then execute. And from that came an understanding of design, and then from design came a necessity for branding. How do you get people to recognize what it is you're doing, and how do you make it stick? How do you make it matter? How do you make an impact? So learning the emotional attachment between art, design, and branding. And I guess it was like maybe 20 years later, I just kind of have a knack for sort of assigning a message to any given brand, and and understanding the emotional attachment that not only the owner has, but what they want the consumer to have as well.
Beautiful. Yeah. Sorry, I keep saying beautiful. Everything's fucking beautiful these days, but I mean it. So I
Look at me, I'm a beautiful man. It's just
inside and out. So you've been with me
inside and out.
and Jenny from the chopping block since the beginning, seeing me be silly in front of the camera, and you spent some time, with us, and then you kind of like showed me different camera, like you always bring it to like the next level, and it's just, I love that.
Yeah.
So I remember talking with you last night. You were like, my brand is Jenny from the chopping block that I'm trying to build. Why don't you ask a question about what your favorite recipe is, or something that I could share with you of value that you could try at home? So do you have something for me?
Yeah. Well, I mean, all I can say is I like lasagna
I know
a
you
lot.
like lasagna.
Now, yeah, okay. So, like, I'm a vegan for the most part. It's not like, a religious thing or anything like that. I just choose, to eat a vegan diet, on average. But that doesn't mean that, if I want to have, a hamburger, I'm not gonna have a hamburger. If I want one, I'll eat one. But I try to keep it really moderate. But when it comes to lasagna, it's really hard to fuck up lasagna for me. Like, you gotta really like mess it up. Like, I'm like that much into lasagna. I think it's like the most efficient food on the planet. So I've had your lasagna. I haven't had. Oh wait, I think I've had your dad's lasagna. All I know is that your dad's food is always good. So if I had the lasagna, I know I liked it. You know what I mean? Um, but as far as like recipes go, I don't really have anything slick to tell anyone.
I'm gonna
But
explore the vegan part though. Maybe my
yeah,
next stream of like recipes and shit. Sorry, I'm cursing, but I'm gonna appeal to the vegan community, the vegetarian community. That'd be cool.
I can tell you, I don't have a vegan recipe off the top of my head because usually it's just like vegetables. You know what I mean? I just like to throw some
Right on
vegetables
food.
together.
Yeah.
But I do have this one thing. If anybody out there has ever had popcorn with nutritional yeast, they'll know it's really dope.
Dude,
So
I'm
it's a great
the
it's a
worst.
great snack. Yo, nutritional yeast is fire.
Oh, I've never used it.
I didn't. Yo, by the way, I didn't know you had that like right there.
This
There's
is the
no way.
crazy thing that keeps
Yeah,
happening to me. I'm like, oh, and I live in a closet. It's a joke. Like, there's not like I have tons of shit everywhere. I literally just
right.
have got a delivery of this shit. I don't even know how to use. All right, cool. So keep going.
But well,
That.
no, real simple. Like, I try not to eat stuff like out of the bag and all of that. So you get yourself some like popcorn, popcorn kernels. You put I like to use coconut oil. Put a little bit of coconut oil in the bottom of the pan, heat it up, put the kernels in. You just want the kernels to kind of like all sit flat on the base of the pan. A little bit of salt, cook it a little bit, and then you're gonna want to put the lid on. The instructions are on the back of the popcorn, so you don't have to take my word for it. But you put the lid on it. You're gonna hear like pop, 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 pop. When you don't hear the pops anymore, that means turn the shit off. It's burning, and you take it. You take it out, put it in a bowl. Then you take some nutritional yeast, put that on top, bang it.
Yeah, that's happening.
Yeah, bang it.
That's happening
Yeah,
tonight.
yeah.
I'll have to put a little video on Jenny from the chopping block
Yeah.
for D Manhattan's nutritional
Yeah.
Poppy Pups.
Yeah, but back to the lasagna though. I need some lasagna. I need y'all to make me like a pan and freeze it and ship it to me out here in Arizona.
Consider that done.
I need it.
I mean it too.
All right.
I mean, last time I'm like, how could I repay you for all you've done? And you're like, you can make me lasagna.
That's all I really need.
I did.
And if anybody else wants to pay me in lasagna, that's cool. You know what I mean? Y'all could do that.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
So I know we're having a blast with this, and I really hope that this brought everyone value, because Danny, I really do believe that you're the best at this that I've ever seen, and I'm grateful to have you as one of my mentors and guiding lights, to try to create this thing that I'm creating. But I want to end with a little bit of fun.
Sure, let's have fun.
So if you had one superpower, what would that be?
Ay. One superpower. Well, let me just say that this answer can change at any time.
Mine changes
depending on how I feel, right? But today I'd say I want the ability to speak anybody's language at any time, just universally, just, wherever I was, no matter who, if it was an alien, I just want to be able to translate to their language no matter what.
That is one of the coolest things I've ever heard of a superpower being, and I love that.
I thought it was pretty lame, but all right.
Oh, that's dope. Because I mean, I traveled a little bit, and my goal is to travel more once everything's back to normal. But I feel that sometimes when I did travel and I didn't speak the language, I had to kind of try to adapt to speak to them or communicate with them without knowing the language.
Right.
Because you could have a conversation with somebody with, body language and I've done that. But
like if you're Italian, you talk with your hands like this.
How cool would it be to really be able to get into like a deep combo with somebody who doesn't speak your language? I love that. That's a mate. Do you hear Foxy barking?
I hear Foxy. Foxy Rotten. I call it Foxy Rotten. Foxy Rotten tail.
Remember that little dog that I found?
I don't.
You don't remember that little dog I left with you? The little tiny dog who had the asthma that I found?
I blocked it out of my mind.
And then remember I had to go to work and I came back and I posted it. You don't remember that cute little dog?
It wasn't cute to me.
Oh, that dog was, you weren't into it. I was like, we should keep
Nah, I wasn't into it. And
you and Chris are like, no shot.
Yeah. It's not a thing.
Yeah. All right, Danny. Well, I really appreciate you. And can I ask you one more question?
Sure.
So I know that you have, you made my logo, and I want to maybe start putting it out on like something I could give to like people who come on my show, or different people that I just want to, or sell it. I don't know. Do you have any advice on how to move forward with that?
Your logo now?
Well, yeah.
How to push your logo?
Yeah.
So you want to merchandise your stuff? Is that what you want to do?
I would love to. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that. So my advice to you would be to hit up someone like myself, and we'll talk about creating a merch tree for you, and and putting it on a sales platform, online, and we'll move from there. But I don't want to give away all of the information.
Okay. Can I just ask you? Is it smart? Like, I don't want to sell it right now, but is it smart to like have something made and then to give it to people? Or is that
absolutely? Yeah.
Okay.
No, you always want that. If you want to make promotional items, we'll we can reach out to a couple resources, get you some keychains and and some t-shirts and giveaway items, all that kind of stuff.
Beautiful.
Make you some aprons, all of that. Yeah.
My language.
Imagine that.
And I'm gonna buy one of Danny's shirts. I'm gonna post the link on this interview, and there is gonna be a giveaway. So I see who's watching, and whoever is consistent and watching, I have some really cool giveaways, and it's coming soon. So maybe you'll be that person that gets it.
All right, let's get it.
All right, Dee. Well, I love you. It's great to see you. I haven't seen you in a couple of months.
I love you back.
It's really nice.
Thank you.
And we've been through a lot together.
Stay safe. That's a fact.
And
that's a fact. Just stay safe, keep the family safe, and give them my love.
I will.
All right.
Tell everyone I said hi.
I will.
All right.
All right, Jen.
Bye, guys. Ciao.